Namaste and good morning. My appeal to the people of India, the judiciary, and the great Prime Minister. This is regarding all the godmen in this country who are no better. Many of the godmen are no better than the Jeffrey Epstein. The Jeffrey Epstein files is now rocking the world and especially America. If you see, most of the presidents, many of the presidents recently elected by the Americans are all having something to do with Jeffrey Epstein. The same is happening even in our country. It's not as if most of our godmen are all godly and saints. They are equally on par with Jeffrey Epstein. A few days back, I did a video in Tamil. I met a aggrieved family, very poor people, who are being harassed by this Jagadish Vasudev of Isha Foundation. He has bought about 7 plus or 9.5 acres from them, promising to pay, but only paid a small amount and cheated them of the rest of the money. Those people are so poor, they don't have the guts or means to go and ask Jaggi the money because they don't allow them to meet him. And what this Jaggi Vasudev has done, in 2023, he has built a crematorium just adjacent to these people's house. They've got the balance, about half an acre left with them. He is forcing them to sell that bit also, and they are refusing to do so because that is the only piece that they have got left in that area, which their ancestors gave it to them. I'll try putting the small video of what they were talking, but it is in Tamil. Those people are saying, we thought this man was a respected man, and then we gave this land, but then he started threatening. He sent goondas and he locked them up, he cut their water connection, harassed them, abused them, and all his chamchas, all the so-called saintly saints who are there, all those so-called small Swamijis who are all his henchmen. They are not Swamijis. If they were really spiritual, they would not be doing what they are doing. And then I went and saw physically because I didn't want to listen to rumors. And then there is hardly about 30 to 50 feet from the that man's name is Mr. Subramaniam and his wife, and their family, son, daughter-in-law, and grandchildren. And every day when this bodies are being cremated, there is that smoke and the stench. But he is telling in the court, his lawyers, that, and he's got a certificate from the president and the panchayat and blah blah, all the so-called corrupt goons who work in the government offices, who are all chelas of all these corrupt corporates and godmen. And they have given a certificate saying that there is no house within 90 meters of that crematorium. But it is not true. The crematorium is just within 30 to 50 feet, whereas 90 meters is about 297 feet. We'll round it off to 300 feet. So, isn't that the duty of the judiciary to send somebody and see physically whether they have given a correct report? We all know how the officers connive with the rich, the corrupt rich. I'm also rich, but I don't believe in this corruption. I don't believe in giving money under the table and getting my work done. But we are forced to do many a time. We are forced to do because this country is working on that, this corruption. And if we go and give a complaint, They harass you by making you run up and down. So, these dignitaries, these so called great politicians, and the people who are visiting, the so called celebrities, I don't know. You call a prostitute, you don't call a prostitute celebrity. You don't call an American gigolo celebrity. That applies even to men. The male prostitute is only the American gigolo. Okay? So, this for them the rules are different, and for these celebrities the rules are different. They can do anything. You can understand what I'm saying. And they're called celebrities. Okay? They can cheat the government, they can sell ganja, they can deal with all these narcotic items, but they're all celebrities. Very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. But these people who are really poor and innocent, they don't have any forum where they can really go and speak up, unless somebody from the TV side or the social media side is ready to record and telecast their point of view. There were many times about 30, 40 years back, whenever I went to the media, that is then the newsprint media, and told them about some atrocity happening, they would never put our opinions or views or whatever we are telling them, though it might be the truth. In fact, I remember in between 91 and 96 that Premananda, there was another god fraud in Trichy side, who had murdered a lot of people, and he was having illicit affairs with the women there. But then, even a chief minister of a state was going and meeting him. So I don't understand if all these so-called politicians, leaders, so-called leaders, have time only to meet these kind of crooks. If me or any other person wants to ask for an appointment with these so-called great leaders, we will not get. But somebody like Jagadish Vasudev, that Bapu Ram, Asaram Bapu, and then Ram Rahim, and that other fellow, that one fellow from the north. I don't even know these names because it's not worth remembering these names, okay? These kind of people get all the importance. Like we are seeing now what's happening with the Epstein files in the US, how the people in power have been dancing with this Jeffrey, and how they have all been dealing with child sex trafficking. It's very unfortunate, very unfortunate. And I think it is high time women all over the world started talking up. We are in no way inferior to these men. Many of these people, whether it's women or men, who are dealing with such things, they're all demons. They're not human beings. A human being will be humane. But we find all these people are worse than demons. So today, when I did the Tamil video, there were a lot of people who trolled us. A lot of people, means all juggy trollers, okay? Saying that, oh, how did this man Subramaniam get money to go to the Supreme Court? Don't worry. There'll be some good hearts who will support, who will sing. But fortunately for Mr. Subramaniam, the case is taken up by none other than Prashant Bhushan, who is known for his integrity and who helps people and takes up PILs and is not, he doesn't demand money from such people. Okay, so there are still some good people in the judiciary. That is why we are still getting some rain. I believe in it. I believe in it that still the world is surviving because there are so many more innocent, honest citizens all over the world. This man, Jaggi, he talks, I don't know, many a time what he talks, nobody understands. He giggles to himself. I don't know for what that. You, Jagadish Vasudev, you're much younger to me. I repeatedly say that because of your bad habits and your bad activities. That is why your health is failing. You are not in a position, or you dare not give any more advice to people on health. Who taught you yoga, and who gave you the certificate that you are a yoga master? Are you a qualified person? Like the Prime Minister, you have a fake certificate, maybe. Mr. Prime Minister also doesn't show his certificate, his degrees, his education. I can show my certificates. I'm not scared. And don't think because I'm talking that I'm going to be scared of you all. I know I do get some feedback that the so-called the great politicians want me to be arrested. Fine, do it. I'm not talking for money, okay? Nobody can purchase me for money, and nobody can bully me also. If I'm destined to die in your hands, I will die. But if you are destined to die in my God's hands, you will die. You dare touch me. You dare touch me, it's okay. I don't care. I am only talking because my Krishna, my Kali, and my Shiva wanted me to carry out this against Jaggi, because he needs to be destroyed, because he is an evil force. He is evil. A man who tries to practice tantric kind of sex on small children, girls below the age of 14, from 12 to 14 or 15, he is a demon. And the women who abet him in this, they are worse. They are witches. They are witches. They know. The women there, many of them know what all he is doing, what all he has done. Agreed. Your daughter wanted to marry. And Professor Kamraj, whose two daughters are there, the case went up till the Supreme Court. Okay, agreed, they wanted to become sannyasins. But then you talk about detachment, you talk about this thing, and then why you are not getting that detached with your daughter? Are you amassing all this wealth for that girl who's no better than you? Character-wise, no better than you? We all know. We all know how many times she got aborted, what all she did before her marriage. Everybody knows. Many of the inmates know, but they are scared to come out and they speak because they are scared about their life, because you will threaten them with death. Anyway, you have told Mr. Sabreesan, son-in-law of Mr. Stalin, CM of Tamil Nadu, to even shut our mouths. But it doesn't work like that, Mr. Jaggi. Okay? There's a time, God has already prescribed a time, fixed a time when we should go and how we should go. If you are such a great saint and you say you are a 50-50 partner with Shiva, then why your brain burst? Why you're diabetic? Why your brain burst the second time? Why? Tell me that. This is what my Krishna is asking me to ask you. He keeps telling me, Geetha, you speak. You speak whenever there are atrocities going around you. And here you are a glorified corporate godman you're like the Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. I should call him Mr. because they don't deserve. They're not Mr. but they're all devils. Okay? They don't need to be addressed as Mr. I think. Jagadish Vasudev, you're advising everybody do this yoga, this mind, this brain, this health, mental health, this fruit, this. But why have you got a big belly which you're closing it with your, what you call your shawls? Because the belly will show out, okay? And then, why your brain burst? Why you're looking like this? You're much younger to me, Jaggi. You are. And it is very sad that the Prime Minister, Home Minister, the President, the the Defense Minister, and all other ministers who have visited that Jaggi's Isha Foundation, you don't have time to listen to the people. We don't get an appointment to meet you. We are all parayas. But he is the God for you all. Look into yourself, introspect and see what you all are doing and you are supporting a demon. It will get exposed. He will get exposed. How now the Epstein files are exploding, the same way that also will come soon. It's not very far off. And through the my English video, I would like to tell the people that a lady, Indian origin lady, who was a follower of this Jaggi Vasudev, innocent lady, I feel sorry for her, who was raped in Tennessee ashram, and then who was given a complaint in the Tennessee court. I don't know which court, but I stand corrected about it. And in turn, Jaggi Vasudev has filed a damages suit on them for some millions of dollars. Fortunately, that case the court has dismissed, which none of the mainstream media has carried out in India, and now he has to pay those damages to the poor lady. Fortunately for her, she could also not afford the legal thing, whatever when he filed, he had all the biggest firms to take up the case for him. Fortunately for her, I don't want to mention the name because I don't know if they would like it, but I don't want to mention. Fortunately for her, God blessed her with some good people around her, and we discussed the case again with Prashant Bhushanji then last year in March, April. We met him and he gave some good advice, and also fortunately she had some good lawyers to take up her case in the US. So did any of the channels say that this case of Jaggi Vasudev was dismissed? No. The rape case is still pending. I hope the judiciary in this country will watch this, that how fast the courts in those countries are working and at what, like what you call snail space or the tortoise space the judiciary works in our country. Here, nobody can file a case against Jaggi because he takes classes for judges. So what do you expect? What can we expect? What justice can we expect? A crook like him, a pedophile, he is also a pedophile. No way better. A man who tries or experiments tantric sex on young girl children, teenagers, is no better than Jeffrey Epstein. No better. So, Mr. Jaggi, time is up. Okay, you might as well say sorry to God. You don't even have to say sorry to any one of us. If you have a conscience, all that drama which you're doing, the Kal Bhairav temple, I also pray to Kal Bhairav. I don't know how many of you pray to Kal Bhairav, but I've been praying. I don't even know who he was, but I used to pray thinking because of the dog, because of his vahan, I used to pray not knowing who was Kal Bhairav. Let me talk the truth, okay? The same Kal Bhairav that you are trying to consecrate a temple and trying to say, oh, south. No. Kal Bhairav only faces south. You don't tell stories to people who don't know, okay? And something great like you are talking, all those temples which you're consecrating there are all, you're doing some tantric black magic. That's what you're doing. We all know. You tried it on me, it didn't work. You try as much as you want. Good morning, sir. Mr. Prashant Bhushan. I met you last year, sometime in March, April in Delhi with Geetha and Yamini regarding the Isha Foundation, Mr. Jaggi Vasudev. I saw the High Court judgment in Mr. Subramaniam's case. They are these small farmers who got about 52 cents on the border of this Isha Foundation, on one of the entrance. As the High Court has said that there is no household or dwelling within 90 meters of the crematorium, that is a lie, because I wanted to go myself personally and see whether what was the truth. Okay, so when we went and we took pictures, we will, and even will add on those pictures to you, the videos. The husband and wife are very poor people, and they are not talking lies. They say that they had about 9 to 9.5 acres, and Jaggi and his people all convinced them to sell that property to them, and only half the amount was paid, and the other half amount was either not paid, or the local politicians who are all henchmen for this Jagadish Vasudev, they have taken the money. And when they wanted to go and ask, that lady's mother was hit by an elephant, so she died, so they were in a mourning period, so they couldn't personally go and ask for the money. And I believe that the henchmen of Jagadish Vasudev, the so-called sannyasins, they all raided their farm at that time, and ransacked their house, cut their water connections, and abused them and threatened them, and promised so many things, and they failed to do all what they promised to do. It was actually mostly a coercive purchase. They have coerced the people and taken that property. And they, because they are all poor farmers, they thought, okay, he being a influential man will be of help to them in any emergency for them. But they were duped. The house is just within 30 to 50 feet, and as the High Court says that within 90 meters there are no dwellings, that is not true, because if you see 90 meters is about 297 feet, we'll round it off to 300 feet, that is not at all the truth. All that lady is asking in Tamil is, she's appealing to the judiciary that put a committee, advocate commission or something, let them come and see in person instead of believing the fake certificates provided by those panchayat president and local government bodies. See, all of them are in the payroll of Jagadish Vasudev, and nobody over here will go against him because he is very powerful politically and financially. And also has got his gundas, his trolling agents who threaten everybody. So my request to you, sir, is thank you first for taking up the case. And the lady in Tamil, she's appealing to you to say that let the courts pass a judgment after sending a commission to the site, and then justify themselves whether the cremation ground is within 90 meters or 30 to 50 feet. Almost every day there are bodies being burnt at odd times, and the stench is so bad. And the poor children, they've got 2 small grandchildren also, and they are only living in every day they're fearing that something could happen to them, because this man locally, all of you are seeing a different version of him, but I have seen him in the late 1980s. Then he was a ganja peddler. He was selling ganja on the cycle. Okay, he did not have this great luxury then. He has come from very, very humble beginnings. And you know how all these godmen are, this Asaram Bapu and this what other guy, Ram Rahim and others, blah, blah, blah. These are all corporate godmen. And something similar to the Epstein files, which you should think, because there are a lot of child sex trafficking going on even in this place. Only thing is the children are all scared because they are threatened not to give any evidence. So again, I appeal to you, sir, that thank you for first taking up this case, and we'll all fight for justice to be rendered. Thank you.
Start your career at KSG Institutions. No donation, no capitation. KSG Institutions, Singanallur, Coimbatore.